Yes, everybody, welcome back to a new update video here on Talking Wolves. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe. We finally got some more positive news to talk about. It's been a while, it's still been quiet in the transfer market, but we'll jump into that one shortly. As always, be sure to smash the like button down below. Let's try and hit 400 likes today and subscribe to the channel. But before we kick off, shout out to today's channel partners over at Andy's Bet Club, where you can have your chance to win £1 million by simply predicting 1 to 20 in the Premier League table. As you can see on the screen here, this is my prediction for the league. Obviously, you can let me know in the comment section down below what you think, but you can get involved as well for free using the link on the screen. I'll also put it in the top of the description down below. Simply predict the Premier League table from 1 to 20 and you could have the chance at winning £1 million. The best part about it for me is that you've got up until game week 5 to edit the table. So if you think a team's struggling or one of the top teams has dropped a lot of points and you don't think maybe they'll finish as high as they can in the league, you can always change the league, your league table and prediction up until game week 5. So it's free to join. You've got to be 18 plus. Please do gamble responsibly, but the link will be in the description down below to get involved in that. But we have had some positive news today in regards to transfers. This morning, Matteo Moretto dropped the news that Wolves were one of the teams looking at a move for the Verona right back, Tchatchoua. Now, it's advanced quite a lot today, and Fabrizio Romano and Matteo Moretto have literally just posted an update just before I click record on this video, that the right back now is in advanced talks to join Wolverhampton Wanderers, and in my opinion it is looking very, very likely to happen around the €12 million mark for the overall package. Again, ticks a lot of the boxes that we've seen Vitor sort of use to profile a potential player. About 6'1", very athletic, very quick as well. And obviously we'll do some more in-depth little bits and pieces on this player if the move does come to fruition. But I know a few other teams were looking at him. Teams in Italy, Nottingham Forest, were also linked with him as well. And again, just ticks so many boxes. At the age of 23, he'll be 24 in a month or two's time. But in that younger profile, hits the value, hits the value that Wolves are looking at. And of course, the most important thing, it does tick that right wing back box that Wolves have been looking for this whole time. Juan Luis Sanchez obviously was a player that Wolves were heavily linked with. He still seems to be waiting for Napoli, so Wolves, it looks like they've now moved on to a different target. But Jackson Tchatchoua, one of the two, is set to join Wolves. Well, maybe I've jumped the gun a little bit, but there is advanced talks, and in my opinion, he probably will end up joining Wolves on a permanent deal. Now, I know some of you will ask me, can he play against Manchester City on Saturday? It's possible, but maybe unlikely. The player would have to be registered by midday tomorrow, which is Friday. But even then, in my opinion, I don't think Vitor will throw him straight in at the deep end. I think if he does sign, he'll more than likely be the Bournemouth game before we see him in a Wolves shirt. But still a little bit of work to do, final details to iron out. But Jackson Tchatchoua could be the next signing at Wolverhampton Wanderers, which is great news because it's been dead quiet in regards to incoming transfers. Another player that was linked, actually playing in Italy as well yesterday, was Lloyd Kelly, the former Newcastle United defender. He moved to Juventus in January, and it's not been a good move for him, to be honest. He moved there on loan with an obligation to buy this summer. Obviously, Juventus had to trigger that, and now he's looking for pretty much an immediate move. Wolves and Sunderland have both been registered an interest in the defender. Left-sided player, can play left-back as well. Again, for me, this probably does tick boxes for Wolves. He's 26, he's got the Premier League experience, he's homegrown. He can play the left side of the defence, which I think, Wolves would like. But not a lot of juice in this story as of right now, to be honest. I sort of said it a week or two ago. I'm always a little bit dubious with the Italian sources unless they're the sort of top tier guys. And this one came from Gazzetta dello Sport, who, are still a reputable paper, but there's just not enough evidence for me to sort of run away with this one just yet. But Lloyd Kelly, maybe one for us to keep our eye on in the next week or so of the window, could potentially be a loan deal if Juventus don't get the permanent deal that they are after. Fabio Silva as well, he's been linked with a move to Italy in recent days. Roma was a team that he was potentially looking at joining. Borussia Dortmund It's said by some sources at the moment have put the deal for Fabio Silva on hold as Wolves are holding out for as much money as they can. They're not out of the picture just yet, Borussia Dortmund. I believe they're still in there and interested in Fabio, but Roma were also interested, but they won't have the funds to complete a permanent deal, in my personal opinion. So Fabio Silva at the moment is still a Wolves player. It was reported this week as well, RB Leipzig, who were interested in him, did want to make a move for Fabio, but he said he wasn't interested in joining them because he preferred to play in European competitions. He wants to be playing in the Europa League and the Champions League, which RB Leipzig are not in this season. So they've already gone and got another target. They signed Romulo, who Wolves were interested in earlier on this summer. But as of right now, Fabio Silva still staying put at Wolves, but a permanent deal is still likely for him. As he still looks for a move away from Molineux. And finally, Hee-chan, a player that I've mentioned a couple of times over the last week or so about his future. Was it going to be away from Wolverhampton Wanderers? But it looks like for now he's going to be staying at the club. There was a report by one of the South Korean journalists yesterday, Han Jun, who said that Hee-chan wants to fight for his place at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Apparently, Hwang has rejected interest from clubs across Europe and including Birmingham City as well. He didn't really want to drop down a division. But you know what? I don't mind this from Hwang. Look, I've given him some stick over time. But there's still part of me thinks, can he find that form that we saw from him a couple of years ago? It's still there. We know the quality's there. Wolves, I think, will be kicking themselves for rejecting a pretty juicy offer for him last summer. But there's still definitely got to be that form and confidence in there. Because if you think, he's not really had the run in the team in terms of consistent amount of minutes. Injuries have let him down. But if a player wants to be at Molineux, wants to fight for his place, then fair play. Show me what you've got. Because ultimately, if a player can give 110% whilst they're in the Wolves shirt, that's all we can ask for, really. And yeah, look, here's hoping that Hwang can find his form from previous years as well, and hopefully start finding the back of the net on a more regular basis as well. But guys, that is all for today's update video. Jackson Tchatchoua looks like he's going to be the newest signing at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section down below. Be sure to check out Andy's Bet Club Predictor as well in the description. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. We'll be back for the Manchester City preview tomorrow. We've got an analysis video out later. And until then, I'll catch you on the next one.